Welcome once again. Before we begin this calm journey, please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share where you are watching from. It always brings me comfort to know where these quiet words find their home. Tonight, we will drift into the world of the Maya civilization, a people who built great cities in the forests of Central America. They studied the stars, carved stone temples, and lived by the endless cycles of time. Their civilization did not end in a single moment. It faded slowly, like a flame turning to embers, leaving behind silent ruins and quiet echoes. Now, let us wander together through their world, not in haste, but in stillness, allowing each scene to guide us deeper into calm. The night falls softly over the stone temples. The jungle breathes slowly, wrapping the ruins in green silence. Carved steps rise toward the sky, but no one climbs them now. The air is thick with stillness, as if time itself has learned to rest here. Stone walls remain, their edges softened by centuries of rain, their patterns fading, yet still repeating across every surface. What was once vibrant is now quiet, and in that quiet, the story continues without urgency. In the center of the old city lies a broad plaza. The stones are warm from the day, but now they cool slowly under the stars. Once, footsteps and voices echoed here. Merchants sold maize and cacao. Children ran between the shadows. Priests moved in slow processions, carrying incense. Now, only the soft call of an owl remains. The plaza endures, its silence stretching like a blanket across the night. A narrow doorway opens into a home of stone. Inside, the walls are bare, yet traces of red paint linger, faded symbols repeating in endless patterns. A clay vessel rests on the floor, its surface cracked but unbroken. The room smells of earth and time. It feels as though its occupants have only stepped away, leaving the air suspended and waiting. Once, fires burned here in steady rhythm. Smoke rose into the sky, carrying prayers for rain, for harvest, for balance. The flames have long since gone out, yet the stones remember. Blackened marks remain on their surface, circles within circles, traces of rituals that repeated without end. Now the fire is memory, but the pattern of devotion continues in silence. The Maya marked the days with great precision. Stones carved with numbers and glyphs sat beneath the sun, measuring not just years, but cycles without end. Each day followed another. Each season circled back to its beginning. Time for the Maya was not a line, but a circle that turned endlessly, much like the quiet rhythm of your own breathing. In and out, without beginning, without end. The forest moves slowly, but never stops. Roots press into stone, vines creep over walls, leaves fall, then rise again each season. The city is swallowed, not suddenly, but with patience. Each tree takes its place. Each branch repeats the pattern of growth. The jungle and the city become one rhythm, a steady merging, where silence grows deeper with every passing year. The Maya did not vanish in a single night. They did not disappear with a single sound. Instead, their presence faded slowly, like embers cooling after fire. Villages thinned, temples emptied, fields were left untended. And yet, life did not end. It shifted. The people moved. Their language survived. Their traditions continued in quieter forms. The great cities became ruins, but the rhythm of life carried on, softly, endlessly. At times, a sound rises in the ruins. It may be the call of a bird, or the rustle of leaves, or the faint trickle of water in hidden streams. It is as if the city still speaks, but only in whispers. The echo does not tell of triumph or collapse. It only repeats what has always been. Stone against earth, wind against leaves, silence against time. Beyond the city walls, the fields stretch quietly. Rows of maize rise from the soil, their stalks tall and patient. The leaves move gently in the wind, a sound like whispers between old friends. Each plant follows the same pattern. A seed placed in earth, a stalk reaching upward, a harvest gathered, and the cycle begins again. Nothing rushes. The rhythm of growth is steady, a mirror to the rhythm of sleep. Clouds gather at the edge of the horizon. Slowly, they move toward the land. The Maya waited for these rains with quiet certainty. Drops fall one by one, tapping on stone, tapping on leaves, tapping on the earth. The water soaks the soil, fills the rivers, feeds the maize. The sound repeats without end, a soft percussion, a steady comfort. At night, the sky opens wide above the temples. The Maya watched the stars with patience, not to hurry the future, but to follow the cycles of eternity. The constellations moved, but always returned. The moon grew, and then faded, only to grow again. Each light in the sky repeated its path, just as each breath repeats in your chest. Endless, quiet, eternal. Away from the great cities, a small village rests. Houses of mud and thatch stand in a circle. Smoke rises gently from a single fire. Children sit in the dirt, drawing lines with sticks. Elders weave mats, their hands moving in steady rhythm. Dogs sleep in the shade, their breathing soft, their stillness complete. The village does not hurry. Its life moves in small cycles. Day to night, night to day, again and again. Inside certain rooms, colors remain. Red, yellow, and blue cling faintly to stone. The figures painted are quiet now. Their outlines blur by time, yet they stand together. Lines repeating, patterns repeating, faces turned toward eternity. The silence of the room is deeper than words. It is the silence of memory, the silence of patience, the silence of walls that have watched centuries pass. A narrow road stretches into the jungle. Once it was busy with travelers, carrying salt, obsidian, cacao. Now the path is covered in moss. Yet the stones remain beneath the green, leading onward, always onward. There is no rush to follow it. There is no need to arrive. The road is endless, like the breath, like the night, like the calm itself. In the stillness of the evening, a flute begins to play. Its sound is thin, like wind passing through hollow reeds. The notes do not rise to excitement. They drift, one after another, with pauses as wide as silence itself. A drum answers gently, its rhythm slow and steady, echoing the calm of footsteps on stone. The music is not performance. It is presence. It continues without hurry, without end. At dawn, a small group gathers. They kneel beside a stone altar, placing flowers, placing fruit, placing ears of maize. Smoke rises from a bowl of incense. It curls upward in slow spirals, disappearing into the air. The people do not speak loudly. Their gestures are soft, their movements repeated, day after day, season after season. The ritual has no beginning and no conclusion. It simply continues. Far from the inland cities, the waves of the Caribbean move in endless rhythm. They reach the shore and return again, each one the same, each one different. Fishermen once set their canoes here, sliding into the water without a sound. Now the beach is empty, yet the sea continues its quiet song. The horizon stretches outward, a line that never breaks, a calm without measure. The Maya temples rise high, their steps catching the sun. As the day moves forward, shadows shift across the stone. Each line of shadow falls into place. Each angle returns in its season. The people once marked the time by these shadows, but now only the stone remembers. The sun rises, the sun falls, the pattern repeats. It always has, it always will. The year does not pass as a line. It circles gently, from planting to harvest, from rain to dryness, from warmth to coolness. The fields change their color, yet the pattern remains the same. Hands sow the seeds, hands gather the maize. Then the soil rests, waiting again. The seasons turn endlessly, like wheels, like breath, like sleep itself. In the forests, water collects in deep stone wells. Their surfaces are still, mirroring the sky above. Leaves fall into them softly, resting on the water without sound. Once the Maya gathered here, to draw water, to offer prayers. Now the wells remain in silence, holding time as they hold the sky, without movement, without end. The great temple stands against the sky, Its stone steps rise slowly, one after another, stretching upward into silence. The steps are wide, but uneven. Each one carries the memory of countless feet, moving upward, moving downward, never in haste. The walls of the temple are covered in carvings. Lines and shapes repeat endlessly. Circles, spirals, and faces that seem half human, half eternal. They do not tell a story with beginning or end. They only remind us of cycles. Cycles of sun, cycles of rain, cycles of breath. At the top, the wind moves freely. It passes along the stone, soft as a whisper. Birds rest on the highest ledges, their wings folded. From here, the jungle stretches in every direction, green without measure, green without end. Beyond the temples lies the forest. Its trees rise tall, their roots thick and twisted, their branches tangled into a canopy above. The forest is not silent. It breathes with countless small sounds. The faint buzz of insects, the call of distant birds, the rustle of leaves stirred by slow winds. Yet these sounds do not break the calm. They blend into one another, a quiet repetition, like the steady beating of a drum. On the forest floor, shadows gather. Light falls through the leaves in broken pieces, changing shape with every passing hour. But the forest does not change quickly. It remains the same across centuries, a slow, breathing presence. In the villages, the people work with patience. Stone is shaped into tools. Wood is carved into beams. Clay is molded into vessels. Each motion is small, each motion repeated. A chisel strikes the stone. A hand smooths the clay. A thread pulls tight in weaving. The result is simple. A vessel for water, a mat for sleeping, a wall for shelter. But the value is not in the object. The value is in the rhythm of making, in the quiet certainty of hands repeating what hands have always done. The objects remain for a time, but the motions never end. They continue from one person to another, from one generation to the next. An endless, steady rhythm. A river winds slowly through the land. Its surface reflects the sky, broken only by the gentle ripple of water against stone. Along its banks, reeds sway. Fishermen once cast nets here, their canoes drifting quietly, barely touching the surface. The river does not rush. It bends. It curves. It carries silt and leaves, but never hurries. Day after day, it flows with the same rhythm. Night after night, its surface mirrors the stars. To follow the river is to follow time itself. Unbroken, gentle, eternal. When darkness falls, the world grows quieter still. Torches fade in the villages. Fires sink into embers. Their glow soft and red. Their warmth slowly lessening. Above, the stars spread wide. 1,000 lights scattered across the sky. The Milky Way appears as a pale river of light, stretching endlessly overhead. In the distance, an owl calls. The sound is low, then silence returns. The forest breathes softly. The earth cools. The people rest. The night deepens without end, its silence wrapping the land like a blanket. Breath slows, eyes close, and time itself seems to pause. The sky darkens slowly. Clouds gather above the jungle, their edges heavy, their color deep. The first drop falls, a sound so soft it is almost silence. Then another, then many more. The rain does not rush. It falls with patience, each drop striking a leaf, each drop joining the soil. The fields welcome it. The rivers swell gently. The air grows cool, washed clean of dust. For hours, the rain continues in rhythm. It does not demand attention. It simply arrives, and it simply stays until it fades again, as quietly as it began, stretching outward from the village. The fields lie in ordered rows. Each stalk of maize rises slowly, green blades reaching upward. The farmers walk between the rows. Their steps are unhurried. They check the soil. They touch the leaves. They watch the growth. Nothing changes quickly. The plants rise with the days, with the weeks, with the turning of a season. The harvest will come, but not soon. For now, there is only the quiet waiting, the endless patience of the earth. the steady rhythm of life. In the courtyard, children move together. They chase one another slowly. Their laughter soft, never loud enough to disturb. They roll small stones across the ground, watching how they scatter. They draw shapes in the dirt with sticks, lines that will vanish with the next wind. Their voices rise and fall like birdsong. Gentle, fleeting, they are taught by the walls, by the silence of their elders, to keep their play quiet, to let their joy be calm. The game does not end suddenly. It fades into stillness. As the children tire, as the shadows grow longer. In the center of the square, a fire is lit. Its flames rise slowly, not high, but steady. Wood cracks softly. Sparks drift upward, disappearing into the night air. Around the fire, people gather in silence. Some close their eyes. Some place offerings near the edge. Flowers, fruit, small carvings of stone. The fire consumes them gently. Smoke rises in long, twisting ribbons. The air carries the scent of wood, the memory of incense. The ritual does not seek an ending. It is not a performance. It is continuity, a flame repeated night after night, century after century. As night deepens, the city grows still. The marketplace is empty, stalls covered with cloth. Streets lie quiet, their stones cooling in the dark. Dogs curl at the corners of houses. Windows close. Voices fade. Above, the temples remain. They do not sleep. They stand in silence, their steps glowing faintly in starlight, their walls holding the weight of centuries. The city does not vanish. It rests, like a breath held in the chest, like a pause in the endless rhythm of life. Above the city, the sky stretches wide. Stars scatter endlessly, countless points of light, each one steady, each one eternal. The Milky Way glows faintly, a soft river of pale light, crossing the heavens. The people look upward. They do not rush to count. They do not seek an ending. They only see the same sky. Their ancestors saw a map without borders, a story without words. The stars turn slowly, so slowly the eye does not notice. But they turn all the same, night after night, century after century, a rhythm without break. Time is not measured by hours here. It is measured by seasons. The rains come, then they pass. The dry air returns. Then it too fades away. In the wet season, the rivers swell. The maize grows tall, green, alive, fed by the earth. In the dry season, dust gathers on the paths. The fields rest, waiting with patience, waiting with silence. Each season is not an event. It is a circle. It repeats, always familiar, always calm. Across the land, stone roads extend like quiet veins. They do not rush. They do not twist in confusion. They move steadily, one line after another, joining city to city, village to village. On these roads, traders walk. Their steps are slow, their burdens balanced. Cacao beans, salt, obsidian tools, woven cloth. The exchange is not hurried. A gift given, a measure weighed, a nod of agreement. The road continues, long, unchanging, a path walked for generations. Beyond the city, the forest waits. In darkness, its presence deepens. The trees stand tall, their branches heavy, their leaves shifting with each breath of wind. Animals stir softly. The rustle of small feet, the call of a distant bird, the sigh of insects, endless, gentle. The forest does not sleep. It does not wake. It simply continues, the same at night as by day. An eternal witness, watching without voice, breathing without haste. The rivers of the land are not only water. They are paths. They are mirrors. They are sacred. Their surfaces shine under the sun, glow under the moon, reflect the stars with endless patience. Along their banks, offerings are placed, flowers drifting away, fruit resting on the current, small fires flickering in clay bowls. The rivers carry them slowly, not quickly, never rushed. The offerings drift into distance, disappearing from sight, becoming part of the eternal flow. The water moves on, always the same, always endless. When the first light touches the horizon, the city begins its quiet ritual. A small group gathers near the temple steps. They bring offerings of maize, of cacao, of water carried in clay jars. The priest does not raise his voice. He speaks softly, words carried like a whisper to the stones. The smoke of incense rises upward, curling into slow spirals, vanishing into the pale morning sky. The ritual is not dramatic. It is not sudden. It is simply repeated, day after day, a rhythm as steady as breath itself. The temples rise, their stones fitted one upon another, each block resting in perfect balance. The steps climb upward in slow succession, each stair a pause, each stair a moment of stillness. Walls stretch wide, not decorated with haste, but carved with patience. Figures, patterns, and symbols repeat in quiet harmony. These buildings are not hurried creations. They are accumulations of time, built stone by stone, generation by generation. They stand not to surprise, but to endure. Night returns. The moon rises slowly, round and pale, casting silver across the rooftops. Its light does not rush. It glides across the stone, touching the carvings, the courtyards, the still waters of a pool. Shadows lengthen, but they do not frighten. They are soft, gentle companions of the light. The moon continues its path. Hour by hour, it moves with patience, with calm, with silence. In the heart of the city, the great square lies silent. By day it is filled with steps and voices. By night it belongs to the air itself. The stones of the plaza are cool. The benches are unoccupied. The stalls are closed. Only the echo of the past remains. A whisper of thousands of feet that once crossed this place, now vanished into the rhythm of time. The square does not demand attention. It simply waits, as it has always waited. Beneath the earth, the caves extend into darkness. Their walls are damp, their air heavy with stillness. The people once carried torches inside, the flames glowing faintly, casting shapes upon the stone. On the walls remain faint marks, carvings of hands, symbols of water, traces of rituals long forgotten. The shadows in the caves do not move quickly. They drift with the flicker of light. They stretch. They fade. The cave is not empty. It is filled with silence, with memory, with time unbroken. Clouds gather slowly above the canopy. The sky darkens, not in haste, but in a gradual shifting of tone. The first drops fall, light scattered, barely touching the leaves. Then the rain deepens. It comes steady, not violent, a curtain of water weaving through the branches. Each drop meets a leaf, a stone, the soft ground. Each sound is small, but together they form a rhythm that has no beginning, no end. The forest does not resist the rain. It accepts it, absorbs it, lets it pass. Scene 42. The birds of the canopy. When the rain eases, the voices of birds return. High in the canopy, they call to one another, not in melody, not in chorus, but in scattered notes, spaced wide apart. A single cry echoes, then silence follows. Another sound drifts, then fades. Their wings cut the air, soft, unhurried, gliding between the branches. They move without urgency, their paths repeating each morning, each evening, as though drawn by a thread unseen. Deep within the forest, their temples no longer used. Vines wrap around the stones. Roots press into the cracks. The jungle claims what was built. The walls stand, but they lean with time. Carvings are faint, their edges softened by rain. No voices climb the steps now. Only the quiet weight of air remains. The temple does not fall quickly. It fades slowly, with patience, with grace, becoming once again part of the earth that gave it birth. Outside the cities, the fields stretch wide. Corn stalks rise in even rows, their leaves moving gently. With each breath of wind, the breeze is soft, steady, never hurried. It carries the scent of earth, the faint sound of distant water. Each stalk bends, then returns. Each row sways, then settles. The field is alive, but not restless. It is calm. It is steady. It is eternal in its rhythm. When night loosens its hold, the river reflects the first light. Mist rises from its surface. a veil that drifts slowly, never rushing, never forced. The water moves forward, carrying leaves, carrying branches, carrying silence itself. Birds gather at the edge, drinking quietly, their movements small. The river does not speak loudly. It whispers, it hums, it repeats the same song it has carried for centuries. The village gathers in quiet circles. A single fire burns in the center, its light soft against the dark. The flames move slowly, stretching upward, curling into shapes that dissolve into the air. Orange turns to red. Red turns to ash. Ash drifts into the night. Around the fire, faces are calm. No one speaks loudly. Their words are simple, measured, as though time itself has slowed. The crackle of the wood repeats. Steady, gentle, a rhythm that is never rushed. The fire gives warmth, but it is not hurried in its giving. It burns as it has always burned, with patience, with quiet, with endless repetition. Far from the great cities, small villages rest in open clearings. The houses are made of wood and thatch. Their walls lean slightly with age. Their doors are low, inviting without grandeur. Smoke drifts from the hearths. Children play without noise. Women grind maize on stone, their hands moving in circles that echo through generations. There are no markets here, no temples that rise into the sky, only the rhythm of fields, the rhythm of meals, the rhythm of days that repeat. Each path between houses is worn smooth, not from haste, but from steady steps that return again and again. The village does not grow quickly. It does not vanish quickly. It lingers, like the soft hum of life itself. When the sun climbs high, the sky turns vast and endless. The light falls heavy upon the stones, upon the fields, upon the courtyards. Shadows shorten, edges blur in the brightness. Colors fade into pale tones. The people move more slowly under the sun. Steps are measured. Tasks are paused. The heat demands patience, and patience is given freely. The cicadas hum in the distance. Their sound does not rise suddenly. It flows like a constant thread, woven through the stillness of midday. The turning of seasons is not marked by sudden change. It arrives quietly, like the shifting of light, like the lengthening of shadows. In planting season, seeds are pressed into the soil. Hands work the ground, steady, calm, without haste. In harvest season, the fields are gathered, each stalk cut with care, bundled with patience. Offerings are left at the temples, not in noise, but in silence. The people do not celebrate with frenzy. They observe with reverence, with stillness. The seasons move in circles, as they always have, one fading into the next, one waiting for the other, a cycle without end, without beginning. Beyond the rivers, beyond the forests, canoes rest upon the shore. They are carved from single trees, their forms simple, their strength enduring. The paddles dip into the water. Each stroke is slow. Each stroke is steady. The canoe glides forward, without rush, without force. The water accepts the vessel. It parts gently, then closes again, as though nothing had passed. On the horizon, nothing stirs. Only water meeting sky. Only silence meeting silence. The journey is not urgent. It is not hurried. It is movement without haste, a drifting across the surface of time itself. When the night deepens, the sky fills with stars. They do not appear suddenly. They reveal themselves slowly, one by one, like sparks that choose their place in the dark. The city below grows silent. The streets empty. The fires fade to embers. Yet above, the heavens expand, flushed, unending. The stars are countless, but they do not overwhelm. They remain steady, calm, measured. Some shine brighter, some softer, but all remain patient in their glow. The people of the city look upward, not with urgency, but with quiet wonder. They see patterns traced in the night, patterns that never rush, that return again and again, as faithful as the turning of days. The stars mark no ending. They are a rhythm, an eternal presence, a calm that belongs equally to every night. When a storm has passed, the forest does not rush to recover. It lingers in stillness, its leaves heavy with water. Droplets cling to branches, gathering slowly, falling gently, one after another. The air is thick with the scent of earth, with the coolness of wet stone, with the hush of leaves resting. No creature moves quickly. The insects hum low. The frogs call in measured tones. Birds wait, their feathers damp, their voices soft. The forest breathes slowly after rain. Each sound is small, but together they weave a blanket of calm. The storm is gone, but its memory remains, settled quietly upon every branch, every stone, every path. At certain times of the year, the sky fills with movement. Lines of birds stretch across the horizon, their wings beating in unison. The sound is soft, a repetition, steady, endless. They do not hurry. They do not scatter. They follow paths older than memory, drawn by patterns unseen. From the forests, from the rivers, from the edges of the sea, the birds pass overhead. The people look upward, but they do not chase. They only watch, calm, silent, knowing the cycle will return. The migration is not an event. It is a thread woven into the sky, a gentle reminder that movement, too, can belong to stillness. Beyond the temples, hidden beneath trees, stone tombs rest in the earth. Their entrances are narrow. Their walls are carved, but the carvings fade with time. Inside, the air is cool, still, untouched. Offerings remain, small vessels, pieces of jade, simple tokens left in silence. The tombs are not disturbed. They are not hurried. They keep their place. With patience, with dignity, the forest grows above them. Roots sink into the soil. Leaves fall upon the stones. The tombs do not resist. They accept the weight of years. The slow return to the earth. They are not forgotten. They are simply quiet, resting, enduring. In the homes of the people, tools rest against the walls. They're simple, but each holds a story of use. A stone grinder, smoothed by countless hands. A glypod, its surface marked by fire. A wooden loom, threads stretched in patient rows. These objects do not speak loudly. They whisper through wear, through weight, through presence. Each tool belongs not to a single day, but to many. Each carries the rhythm of repetition, the grinding of maize, the stirring of stew, the weaving of cloth. The tools remain when the day ends. They remain when the night falls. They remain when seasons change. They are steady companions, endless in their quiet service. When the first light touches the horizon, the sea does not awaken suddenly. It breathes in silence, its waves moving with calm repetition. The water glimmers faintly, not yet bright, not yet dark. Each ripple spreads, meets another, and disappears without urgency. Fishermen prepare their small canoes. Their movements are slow, measured, careful. They do not rush the ocean. They wait for it, as they always have. The sound of the paddle dipping into water is soft, rhythmic, unchanging. The sea accepts them, and the day begins. Without haste, without noise. Beyond the forests, deep within the earth, caves extend into shadow. Their entrances are narrow, their walls damp with time. Inside, the air is cool, still, silent. Drops of water fall from the stone above. Each drop echoes. Each drop repeats. A rhythm without end. A sound that measures centuries. In these spaces, offerings of jade and clay remain. They rest upon the ground, untouched, unmoving. The caves do not change quickly. They keep their darkness, their silence, their endless patience. Those who enter do not disturb. They sit, they listen, they breathe with the earth itself. In the heart of the city, a wide plaza stretches open. Its stones are worn smooth by countless steps. Yet now, in the quiet of evening, it rests empty. The temples rise at its edges, their shadows long, their faces calm. The plaza does not speak with noise. It speaks with space, with stillness, with presence. Birds cross slowly above. The wind moves between the stones. The plaza waits, not for an event, not for a crowd, but simply to exist, as it always has. Each day begins here. Each day ends here. A rhythm older than memory, a rhythm without change. In the courtyards, children play. Their laughter is soft, their voices low, their movements small. They roll a ball made of rubber, passing it back and forth. The ball moves slowly, bouncing gently, never hurried. Some sit with carved toys of wood, shaping them with patience. Others draw lines in the dust, their fingers tracing patterns that disappear with the wind. The game is not about winning. It is about passing time. The hours drift as the play drifts, without beginning, without end. The children learn stillness before they learn speech. They inherit the rhythm of their homes, of their city, of their world. At the edge of the forest, rows of cacao trees stand. Their trunks are narrow, their leaves broad, casting soft shadows on the earth. From their branches, pods hang heavy, shaped like vessels of time. The people gather them carefully. There is no rush. Each pod is chosen with patience, open with care. Inside, the seeds rest, bitter and small. They're dried slowly, ground slowly, transformed slowly. The cacao becomes drink, thick and dark. It is shared in silence, sipped with calm. The trees remain after the harvest. They do not hurry to grow. They keep their place, their shade, their quiet offering, season after season. When the night grows deep, the moon rises slowly above the temples. Its light does not rush. It spreads gently, covering the stones in silver calm. The steps of the pyramid glow faintly. Shadows stretch across the plaza, but they do not move quickly. They shift in silence, as if time itself has grown slower. The people look upward. They see not just a moon, but a companion that has walked with them through every season. The moon does not demand attention. It offers presence. It waits in the sky, steady, patient, without urgency. The temples keep their place below. The moon keeps its place above. Together, they form a rhythm, one eternal, one unmoving, bound by quiet light. When the day draws to an end, the fields do not empty at once. The workers walk slowly, their tools carried with care. The maize stands tall, its leaves whispering in the evening breeze. The colors of the sky shift, from gold to orange, from orange to gray. The change is soft, without break, without hurry. Birds settle on the edges of the field. Their wings fold in silence. The soil, dark and warm, rests after the day's labor. The horizon glows, not with brilliance, but with calm. The sun disappears gradually, as though it too understands the patience of the land. From far beyond the city, a faint sound carries through the night. It is the beating of drums. The rhythm is slow. Each strike is measured. The sound travels across forests, across rivers, reaching the ears of those who wait in silence. The drums do not call for battle. They do not demand urgency. They move like a heartbeat, calm, endless. The people listen. They do not move closer. They do not rush to find the source. They accept the sound as part of the night, as steady as the wind, as constant as the stars. The drums continue. They may go on until morning, or stop without warning. But their rhythm, once heard, lingers in the mind, slow, enduring. At the edge of the land, a river flows. Its surface moves, but without haste. The water bends around stones, around branches, around islands of sand. Each movement is patient, each current deliberate. Boats rest on its banks. They sway gently, tethered to wooden posts. Their ropes creak softly, like voices too tired to speak. The river carries leaves, branches, small flowers fallen from trees. It does not choose quickly. It takes them all, guides them forward, always forward, never hurried. Those who sit beside the river do not count the hours. They watch the flow. They hear its song. They breathe with its endless calm. Scattered across the city, stones bear the marks of hands. Lines cut deep, figures shaped with care, symbols etched to carry meaning. Through the weight of time, the carvings do not fade quickly. They remain steady, even as moss grows, even as rain falls. Each mark is deliberate, each curve a patient act. The stones do not tell their story in haste. They whisper slowly, allowing only those who wait to understand. Travelers pass them, children touch them, birds rest upon them. The stones do not change. They remain, as they always have, silent, enduring, calm.